Hello, good day. I'm Princess Janlyn Claudi Serapio, and in this video, we're going to talk about vowels. As we all know, there are 5 vowel letters in the alphabet: the letter A, letter E, letter I, letter O, and letter U. Vowels can make different sounds. The sound they make depend on where they are in a word. This helps us to know if the vowel is short or long sound. Hence, we have different vowel rules or principles that we follow. So let's start with rule number 1. With this rule, words containing a single vowel letter at the end of the word, the vowel letter usually has the long vowel sound. And take note that this rule refers to words and not just syllables. Here's an example for the rule number 1. Ni. Ni. Another example is go. Go. So now, could you give us an example? Okay, that's right. As you can see, they end in a single vowel letters. Thus, this one should be producing a long vowel sound, and this one also should be producing a long vowel sound. Could you please read it?
Flew, flew, she.
Okay, that's right. For rule number 2, in syllables containing a single vowel letter at the end of the syllable, the vowel letter may have either the long or short vowel sound. Try the long sound first. And take note that this has the same effect as the rule number 1. For example, fiber, fiber. Another example, music, music. The difference between the first rule and the second rule, this one is based on syllables, while the first rule is based on word. Okay, so now could you give us an examples? Okay, that's right. As you can see, these are the syllables that ends in a vowel letter word. So for rule number 3, a single vowel in a syllable usually has the short vowel sound if it's not the last letter or not followed by R, W, or L. When explaining this to students, it is often helpful to indicate that a single vowel in a closed syllable is usually short. Students should be taught that a closed syllable is one in which there is a consonant on the right-hand side. They will also need to know, as indicated above, the R, W, and L control rules. For example, can, thin, mad. These are the examples for rule number 3. Could you give us one example for rule number 3? Okay, that's right. So for rule number 4, vowels followed by R usually have a sound that is neither long nor short. For example, card, card. Another example, fern, fern. Another example, bird, bird. Another example, port, port. And for the last vowel, letter U, burn, burn. Could you give us at least one vowels followed by R? Okay, that's right. Could you read it for me? First. Okay. Next, let's proceed in rule number 5. A Y at the beginning of a word has the Y consonant sound. Y at the end of a single syllable word, when preceded by a consonant, usually has the long I sound. And Y at the end of a multisyllable word, when preceded by a consonant, usually has the long E sound. Some people hear it as a short I. For example, for rule number 5, happy, happy. This is the short E sound. Another example, fly, fly. This is the long I sound. Okay, so now, could you give us an example? Okay, that's right. Could you read it for us?
Floppy, floppy. Cry, cry.
Okay, that's it for rule number 5. So let's proceed and rule number 6. In words ending with vowel, consonant, silent E, the E is silent and the first vowel may be either long or short. Try the long sound first. In teaching this rule, stress that the student should be flexible. An example, try the short vowel sound if the long one does not form a word in his or her speaking listening vocabulary. It has been demonstrated that students who are taught to be flexible in attacking words, when applying rules such as this, become more adept at using word attack skills than those who are not taught this flexibility. For example, rake. The E is silent. Another example, pure. Pure. The E is silent. And the last example for long vowel sound is mere. Mere. For the short vowel sound, live. Live. Another example is love. Love. Okay, so now, could you give us an example? Okay, that's right. This one is the long vowel sound, and this one is the short vowel sound. Could you read it for me?
Name, name. Have, have.
Okay. That is for rule number 6. So in rule number 7, when AJ, AY, EA, EE, and OA are found together, the first vowel is usually long, and the second is usually silent. For example, AJ, AY, EA, EE, and OA. Here, in AY, in EA, in EE, and in OA, so this one, AJ, is majesty. In AY, stay. In EA, meal. In EE, still. In OA, it is float. So now, could you give us an example for each vowel letter pair? Okay, right. Could you read it for me?
Major, major. Clay, clay. Beat, beat. Seal, seal. Boat, boat.
That's correct. So now for rule number 8, the vowel paired OW may have either the sound heard in cow or the sound heard in crow. Okay, for example, cow, cow, or crow, crow. Another example is bow, bow, or flow, flow. So now, could you give us an example with an OW pair? Okay, that's right. These words have an OW pair but has different pronunciation. Could you read it for me?
Crowd, crowd. Dough, low.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so now for rule number 9, when AU, AW, OU, OI, and OY are found together, they usually blend to form a diphthong. For example, AU, AW, OU, OI, and OY word, the word is hall, paw, sound, choice, and employ. Here are the examples for rule number 9. Hall, paw, sound, choice, and employ. Okay, so now, could you give us some words that form a diphthong? Okay, that's right. Those are the words that form a diphthong. Could you read it for me?
Class, class. Claw, claw. Found, found. Coin, coin. Toy, toy.
Yes, right, very good. So for rule number 10, the double O sound is either as long as moon or as short as in book. So for example, moon, moon. Another example for the short vowel sound is book, book. Another example for the long vowel sound is fool, fool. And another example for the short vowel sound is good, good. Okay, so now, could you give us an example for the long double O vowel sound? Okay, that's right. How about for the short one? Okay, could you read it for me?
Smooth, smooth. Wool, wool.
Okay, right. However, there are still exceptions for this rule. For example, the word blood, blood. It is still double O, but it is not pronounced as blood or blood, but blood. Same as goes to flood, flood. So now, for the last rule, rule number 11, if A is the only vowel in a syllable and is followed by L or W, then the letter A is usually neither long nor short. For example, fall, fall. Another example, stock, stock. Another example for W, hawk, hawk. Another example for W, law, law. So now, for the last rule, could you give us an example? Okay, that's right. These are the words that the vowel is followed by L or W. Could you read it for us?
car, car, chalk, chalk, flower, flower, paw, paw.
Okay, that's right. Now that I've demonstrated different vowel rules and principles, most in the English language follow rules. But any exceptions to these rules, we need to learn them by heart, meaning we need to understand them thoroughly and memorize them. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something from this video.